the topic of this talk is technical training from the back of the room. I just put technical before the name of a book. The goal today is for me to talk to you about how I change my way to help teams to improve them. So I had a small experience with the concept of this book, but it really changed the way I could make training. So let's see if it's going to be useful for you. First of all, I'd like you to do an extra work. Please, could you note so 3 facts and the question you have about your last training. It could be a training that you led or a training in which you were attended. One post-it, one note by ID, please, and we could move them on the screen. You will have some work to do today. Okay, the first one is borrowing. We try to do better. Okay. Seem to have just have to talk and do some moving. It seems like some ideas are more pleasant than others. Okay, just one last note. We'll go further. Okay, so we have one question here. Okay, can I move this, Johan? move your node to the right with your other. Yeah. So we'll see if we can answer, if I can answer to these two questions, Guillaume. Okay, let's go. It's okay for everybody? Okay. So some notes are more pleasant than others. Boring, theoretical, not actionable. Okay, so yes, I think I had what can I learn in my daily job. I think it's the same idea here. Nothing new under the sky after the training. Yeah, so how to apply what we see in the training directly the day after in the day-to-day work. Okay, we'll try to propose you something good, but less knowledge and learn. Okay, play games. More funny here. Okay, so different, on va dire, let's say a different way, different thought about those past training. I'm sorry, I'm still in French mode. So let's see if we can improve that. I didn't introduce myself. I'm Julien Vitte. I'm a software craftsmanship coach. I started to work as a developer 12 years ago, and in my first job, we had to train user to use the application we produced. So basically, the first application I worked on, I started to work as a trainer too. 5 years later, I started to work as a teacher in a part of my activity. So I had the first experience in teaching in university, and it was it was a bit strange. I had a lot of I was waiting a lot for this experience, and nothing went as planned. So we have to. I will talk about the training part with these two heads on my head. The next one is 4 years. 4 years that I am trainer in the teams I was working with. And the last number, 2 years, as I am a technical coach. So 100% of my time is dedicated to train people, train teams, not only developer teams, but also agile teams. So including product owners, including quality analysts, testers, etc., etc. And I was, yeah, I had, if I have a sensation about those different experience, I didn't think I had finished something when I had a team to train. So basically, the main objective I have for today is to help you, to shorten your training, your objectives, and to be able to apply directly what you see in a training, sorry, and apply it in your day-to-day job. So how did it change? 1 year ago, I was trying to explain my kind of bosses, managers, what was my goal in the organization. And I found a book written by Emily Bash described as in which she describes the called Saman method. Saman is for ensemble, so work together. And as it was the way I was training teams, I thought it could help me to be more precise in my description of my job. And in this book, she talked a lot about the book I put it in the first part, training from the back of the room. She built this the Saman method with a concept from this book, and I said, okay, let's see what I can do with this. So I went to a train the trainer training from Emily Bash, and it was a big change for me. Typically, she split her technical coaching into two parts. The first one is called learning hours. So you take 1 hour with a team, and you try to provide them new stuff, new concepts, and the goal is to apply directly the things you see during the training. So it's another way to work. I used to work like you take a kata, you do some exercise, and you talk a lot about what you can do, what you cannot do. Talking is a is an important part of the trainings. You can share a lot while you are talking, but you don't have the sensation, sorry, to finish something, to have transmit something new to a team, and that yes, that is it is finished. So the best part of this the trainer with Emily Bash was that she gave me a way. She gave me a way to be more clear in my technical coaching. Sorry. Okay. So here it is. So the main ideas from this book is that you don't want to go to a training and just listen someone talking for 1 to 3 hours. It's not good for the intention of the attendees. So six main ideas in this book you would find is that talking is better for attendees than listening to someone. When you talk, you use your own words, so you enforce your memory, and you will finish the training with more appropriation of the concepts. Movement, tram sitting, it's a bit harder with remote training, but I have a small experiment with with my students, so I will be able to talk about it at the end of the presentation. Difference from same. If you have always the same format, always the same information, said with the same tone in the voice, yeah, people tend to fall asleep. It's not really good for the intention of the intended. So yes, a large variety of formats you can give to your attendees is the better. Shorter terms, longer. If you split everything, and if you think about the learning award format from Emily Batch, training is just 1 hour. The shortest your training or your session will be, the better it will be for your participant to engage in the subject they will see. If you think about TDD, it's quite the same thing. You do small steps and you improve. Writing trumps reading. You have a presentation here, but you are free to write notes on the board, to use your own words. I can let you talk while I'm talking, but yeah, don't hesitate to put your ideas on the board and use your vocabulary. And the last one, images trump words. If you have a big picture in mind, it helps you to remind the subject, the concept, the context in which you've seen it. So building, building your support, your trainings, having these 6 ideas in mind, is good way to improve the attendees' participation and the feedback you will have from those attendees. Okay, another part from this book is a structure in 4 steps called the 4 C's process. You start with a connection, you see some concepts, you make concrete practice, and you have a conclusion part. So I will explain the different steps. Okay, so for the connection, your goal is to make sure that attendees are here with their goal. They're not here to just listen to you and have a 1 day of job free. They have a goal, and maybe this goal is not the same for all attendees. And maybe they will have to use what you are trying to transmit to them in different contexts. So first goal for this part is that your attendees make a connection with what they already know about the subject, and when maybe what they think they know. It's a hard part to change mind of the people and who have a little part of the knowledge and think it's the truth. So basically, this part for you as a trainer is to evaluate the skills of the attendees on a particular subject. You will have to make your attendees also connect with what they learn. So you can have a talk, a subject, which reports to the concept you will see in the training. Of course, if all the people don't know each other, you will have to make them connect each other, because if you want to have a participation from them, they must feel free to talk. They must feel free to explain or to évoquer. J'ai pas le mot. Désolé.
Yeah, well, listen to the idea.
Yeah. The goal is to let them free to be as they are in the real life, to talk to each other. And you will have also an opportunity to know what they want to learn. And maybe the subject is not the real subject of your training, but they have to go back in their day-to-day job with something important that they will be able to apply directly. So even if this is not the main concept of your training, you will have to find something that will involve them in the training. Sorry. So Emile Bash has a lot of activities for this connect part. You can have a format with code examples and ask a question to the attendees. Mythbusters with true or false facts, etc. The goal is for you as a trainer is to have their brain warm up. They are ready to work after that. So after a small icebreaker format for 3 or 5 minutes, they could be able to listen to you just for a short time. and don't hesitate to make them relax. So I try to do this now, and it's not really easy for me. Okay, so you have made the connection with attendees. They have made connection each other and with the subject. So now it's time to talk about the real concepts of the training. So you will not talk to them with a classical format, slides and just one people talking. The more the synthetic the support of the presentation will be, the more helpful it will be for the trainees. So don't try to put a lot of words on your supports, and just some ideas, and let them take shared notes. It has been I think the thing that was more impressive for me as an attendee of the trainer on the learning hours, is that sharing the ideas you have while you're learning new concepts makes you more easy to appropriate those concepts. You say it with your own words. Some people will write something else just on the same board, and you say, oh, okay, I didn't understand that, and maybe this idea is better, and maybe it put me in a situation where it make me remember something I had forgotten, etc. So shared notes is a real help during your concept, your presentation of the concept. Basically, if you talk about something new, let's make the people talk directly together of those concepts at the end. So you're able to take feedback. Did they understand well? Did you explain well what you wanted to explain? Make those debriefing in small groups, so people can talk in 2 or 3 people, person by group. Make them write what the main ideas that the other people learned, and at the end make them share together and a last time. Sorry. In this part, not only slides are important, but don't hesitate to make a demo. Practice is a good way to transmit things and ideas, and it helps people to dive in the subject, to project themselves in the use case, etc. Don't hesitate to make a demo. It can be a live demo, it can be a recorded demo. It's not a problem, but not something that people just see, watch, and are not involved in. Don't hesitate to comment what you are doing. We had a note in the beginning of the presentation that the last training was very boring. If you are here as a spectator, it's really annoying. But if you have someone that presents you something with direct feedback on what happened, it will be better for the participants. So keep in mind this interactive way of doing your presentation. So this concept part can last from 5 to 10 minutes. The goal is not to present a lot of concepts. If you want the people to apply directly, you cannot transmit too much thing in a small part of the time. Once those concepts are presented, it's time to make a concrete practice. And now you will have to make your participant to work as we did at the beginning of the presentation. You have different formats you can use. Basically, we are in a technical work as a craftsmanship coach. I like code katas, so it's my favorite part. But for some concepts, basically introductions to a particular subject, some quiz like Mythbuster, true, false, questions to see if your participant have catched the main ideas of the concept. It's a good way to proceed. For the code katas, we have a lot of kata existing and that we can use to learn new practices, new coding practices. Just try to keep them simple to use. Don't add additional complexity. The goal is to use the kata as a support to learn something new. And now we can talk a lot about of kata. It's arrived me to have an hour, at least an hour, to talk about how we can do this, how we can correct this part of the code, how can we improve this part of the code. The goal of the kata is to make the attendees to apply what they've seen before. So keep the additional complexity for another training, another part of the time on the kata, but focus on the first concept you want to share with them. And of course, always work in small groups. So pair or more programming are welcome. It's a good way. The switch between navigator and driver is a good way to see if someone understood the concept. The first thing we do when we learn something, it's trying to apply. And then the next step is to be able to explain it to someone. So basically, when an attendee is able to explain to others, you can say is your objectives as a trainer is accomplished. So it's a good feedback during your training to see if people learn new stuff and the concept you try to transmit them. The last part, but maybe the most important is the conclusion. You can't quit. You can go home without this part. It has two main goals. One for the participants is to summarize what they learned. It will help them to plan for the future. They see something new, and they have to go to work then. And what part of the new concept they learn, they will be able to apply the next day or in a few hours once they will be on their day-to-day work. So it doesn't have to be the whole subject, the whole concept they've seen, but identify the part in that code base, in their day-to-day agile work, for example, that they will be able to apply the thing is a good way. You can also make them celebrate. Yeah, we learned a new stuff, a new thing, so we have to be happy. And basically, you will it will help you also to evaluate the degree of comprehension that your attendees have at the end of the training. For you as a trainer, don't hesitate to repeat the core concepts one more time. Just some ideas, some basic ideas, but to be able to evaluate if your trainings understood. Sorry, what you tried to transmit them. Check that they are not mistaken. There's nothing worse than thinking that everybody understands you, and at the end, no, they they understood something else, and they will have difficulties to apply. And try to answer to this question: did I meet the learning objectives I had for this training? So also on the website from Emily Batch, those parts have links. You can follow them. There are a lot of conclusion activities. Okay, so I talk a lot. So it's time for you to work a little. We're going to talk about those learning objectives. The concept part is really small. We said maximum 10 minutes. So let's try to remember for training that you led or in which you were a participant. 3 learning objectives you had for this training. So like at the beginning of the presentation, could you put maximum 3 notes? Yeah, Johan, I didn't have the right to lock the frames on the mirror board, so can we have
Yes, no problem. Yeah, maybe at sometimes, yeah, we will have some surprise, but I will see. For now, it's okay. I can, yeah, I will lock everything, but I think it's shitty if I lock everything. But yeah, yeah, I need to do it manually because when you lock every part of a board, you cannot have access to the link anymore. So you need to lock only parts of the board. It's a little bit shitty on Miro. So I will do it just right now, like this. Up. Yep, log. And I think, yep, I'm able to lock. Yep. Okay, so everything is locked, so you can you can freely put your sticky notes. Ah, yep. Normally, you should be able to do it.
Yes, okay. Sorry, I cut my sound because I'm a bit sick and I couldn't do the word back. Okay, so we have some notes. So apply TDD on my next development. Understand what is hexagonal architecture and its impact. Apply clean code principles. Understand algebraic data structure. Apply basic clean code principles. Understand, be aware. So what we can notice here is that every objective starts with the verb, and it's a good way, yes, to define your objectives. We are on a format and a structure that has a short part for new concepts. So basically, you have to define objectives that are reachable in 1 year maximum. You cannot. The goal is if you want to people understand and s'approprie. Désolé.
I think you can say appropriate.
Yeah. Okay. Appropriate a maximum of the concepts. You will have to be real short, and you will have a maximum of practice. You want a maximum of practice, so they can appropriate a maximum of the concepts. So basically, 1 to 3 objectives for 1 hour is the 3 objectives is the maximum. These objectives, you can write them expressed with verbs describing what participants will be able to do at the end. And we have to choose a gradation over time. You cannot learn TDD in 1 hour. It's not possible. And if someone tried to sell you a training of 1 hour TDD, go away. But you can learn some parts of TDD, and the most important is to learn something that you will be able to apply directly at the end of the training. If you have 3 or 4 or 5 hours to work with your team or your trainees, they will have a big delay during which they won't be able to do something with the new concept you gave them. So the main goal is to have short objectives, then you can transmit in a maximum of 1 hour. You have to have objectives with different level of complexity. You cannot try to put too many hard things, hard new concepts in a smaller piece of time. And in these objectives, you will have main objectives. Main objectives is the essence of what you want to transmit. So it's going to be the objectives with the highest level for you, the highest value. But you can have also secondary objectives that will help you to plan future workshops with teams, or to plan what you would like to introduce to your team. And a good way to define your objectives is to use Bloom's verbs. That's what we have here. It's part of the Bloom taxonomy. Those are not the verbs, but the categorization. It's a hierarchical categorization of the information you can transmit, and you have to go progressively in the difficulty of levels. It will help you to design a bigger how to transmit bigger concepts that's just small parts, and you can go in increasing difficulty with your attendees. So how can this Bloom taxonomy, yeah, it's in French, sorry. How can Bloom's taxonomy can help us? Yeah, the first thing you will try to achieve with your attendees is that they can remember some of the concepts. They know what they are talking about when you ask them to talk about the concept, and you have some some verb here. I will not tell all the verbs. There are many, but you will have some examples of what you can use to define your objective. So the first step, they can remember the concept you teach them. The second one level higher, they understand what they've seen, and they know how to talk about this. Next step, and here are the part with code kata, etc. They can apply. So basically, you want to learn TDD, you can apply a cycle of TDD, red, green, refactoring. So you are able to do something which is like the thing you've seen during the training, the training. Sorry. And after that, some steps that are harder to achieve: analyze, evaluate, create. That's the part of the learning process where you can see that your trainees will be able to do it alone. You won't have to be with them. They can achieve this part alone or in small groups. But that's the moment you know you transmit the right, you have transmitted the right thing. So keep in mind that you cannot have 3 objectives in the level of creation. It's not possible in a short piece of time. And maybe your participant will go home with thinking that yeah, it was good. We've seen we've seen many things, but how can I apply this in the future? So try to have short objectives, not too much objectives, and don't hesitate to bring new stuff, new concepts that are not related to the main concept of your training or your presentation. Okay, what did it change? Basically, it has been 7 years that I'm a teacher in university. I don't like the word. I have really interesting concept for my students, which is content system management. That's the funniest part of the development work. And yeah, I had not only the sensation, but I have seen students really boring during my my courses. So just after finishing the training with about salmon coaching, I say, okay, it's time to change things and to make students have more fun during the presentation. So instead of working with a complete classroom on the same subject, I decided to split learnings. So I asked them to work in small groups, and each group received its own concept, so they didn't work on the same thing. I was here to help them to achieve their work, and the goal they had after achieving was to transmit to other groups what they've seen and what they understand from the concept I gave to them. So imagine 30, between 30 and 35 students in a small room, but moving in each part of the room, making some noise, heavy noise for some. But yeah, it created a dynamic between them, and we were on a one-day course. So at the in the other years, students were really retired at the end of the day. Some were boring from just after the lunch pause, and I didn't feel this. I didn't had the same feedback from them after changing my way to teach them. They were faster to appropriate the different concepts. They went further in the code than the previous groups I had, and yeah, the fact that they share with the other groups the concepts they had just learned. It gave me feedback on which part I had to be more precise, and which part it was okay. Everybody understood this concept. So it was a best way for me to transmit, and I think it was a better way for them to receive information and to receive the essential parts of the concept of content management systems. So that was my first real application apply of those of the concept of training from the back of the room. Second one, I work with a team of technical coach, and we lead a training about test-driven development, and another one on clean code. It was a training that we received. We are not the real owner of the training, but no one in the team felt comfortable to give this training. There were too much slides, too much support. We were talking, but in a one direction way. So it was hard to have feedback from attendees. And the fact that that was the more annoying for me was that in a 2-day training, we started to write code only on the first afternoon. So we had one long morning, just me as a trainer speaking, and the attendees mostly listening to the trainer. So I tried to adapt those learning about and training from the back of the room ideas in a training that is more a longer format than just 1 hour. And the thing that you the thing that was the more let's say difficult for me on first step was to see the 4C structure in a 8 hours training. So basically, the main idea is that your connections and your conclusions can be merged together. So you, in a long format training, you will have to, make the connection, talk about the concept, have a concrete practice with attendees, and then a conclusion that leads to the other concept. And you can switch between concepts. That's I think the best part on TDD. You can introduce the cycle, make a small demo, make the attendees do the same as a demo, and some katas are just repetition of the same parts. So they can apply directly with no complexity, no more complexity than just the part you've done, and then introduce enablers to make the test pass. Introduce refactor cycle bigger than in the previous steps. So you can switch between those four parts of the 4C structure to have training loops. You go harder and harder in complexity. So it's a good way to split a big objectives into small parts, and like in TDD, work with baby steps. So it's a baby step part for learning. Another part in the same mission that the one for the TDD and clean code trainings is we had I still have 1 hour session with teams that we work with, and we started to work with the 4C structure. So we had a lot of learning hours built to be more precise in the concept we wanted to transmit, and it was a success with teams. You can see the royalty here is at good level, and I didn't. I was Fidel. The word, sorry. Yeah, I didn't cheat. Exactly. So yeah, the most important part is that we had a start and we had an end to the hour format, and before that, before using this structure, most part of the time we didn't finish the kata at the end of the hour. So you see the team 1 week later, and so the first part, the connection, is just to remember what we've seen the previous hour, and oh my God, why my code is broken, and why my IDE doesn't work today. In a small format, you don't have to face those problems. You have a start, you have an end, and it's a limited part, and all your attendees must keep something that they can apply at the end. Basically, the format is more have more facilitation for the attendees to apply directly. There's no the impression that I don't know, maybe we've seen the whole picture, but maybe not. So I will wait next week to be able to apply it. Attendees were more confident with concepts they've seen, and I was really surprised that some teams applied directly and went further than we went during the training. So they appropriate more the concepts and try to do more things with what they think during the training. If you're curious, learning hours are in an open source format, so you can use them. Okay, it was hard for me. 2 presentations, one in French, one in English, was really hard. So as a conclusion, I will make you work a last time for today. Conclusion activity, say it in a tweet if you had just 280 characters to say what the main ideas you learned today. Let's say it in this board, please. Okay, so we have one tweet. If you prefer to tweet directly with mentioning software craftsmanship Luxembourg, don't hesitate.
Yeah, don't hesitate to put your ideas on inside this Twitter or inside the Twitter box or directly in the chat if you want. Yeah, we are not that much remaining because I think people are disconnected. But yeah, if you are still there, don't hesitate to put your ID. It can be just words, as you prefer. And maybe I can give you some feedback about, yeah, because we have worked together with Julien at the same client. And yeah, we have designed some of the learning hours available at the left together. Yeah, I was already aware of training from the back of the room and used it, but not for the technical aspect, mostly on the agile course. So yeah, in a previous company we were giving some agile training, and we tried to use this format of the 4C and not the Bloom's taxonomy, but another one called the Dreyfus model of acquisition for designing learning objectives. But on the technical aspect, I tried to use it before our client. It was Cdiscount, but not that successfully. Let's say it like this. Yeah, I liked our collaboration when we worked together because yeah, what was the most impactful for me was really split learning objectives. It's really small parts. I was used to design stuff that were to create workshops or code katas, and yeah, I have one on the language X or Vaver on functional programming aspects on in C# or Java, what we have designed with a former colleague called Alexander, and we have designed it with slides and with a code kata. And we were really ambitious because in 2 hours we wanted to do a lot of stuff. And at this client, I have split it this this training of this session, this 2-hour session in I think five learning hours, 5 or 6 learning hours. Yeah, I think so. And for the last part, the last learning hour, I think we still have material for 2 hours at least. So yeah, I was really ambitious, and yeah, it was really, yeah, it's really, I think it's by doing it, I was destroying the learning experience of people because they think they see you rushing, so they don't have time. They don't have time to understand. They don't have time to practice. You need to rush them, and so on, and you really deteriorate the learning experience at the end. So yeah, it was one of my big learning from working with you, Julien.
Yeah, but it's a bit hard to not be too ambitious, because I did the same exercise with another team, and in 2 or 3 hours it was closed. So, yeah. But the fact that you have a small part, split it into small parts, you can say, oh, okay, we just take the half an hour. Let's see another activity. Let's see another concept, and let's do another thing. But if you have a big an enormous kata, and you take 1 or 2 months to make the same kata with the same team, yes, you have you have them all boring, and the participation is not so good at this time.
Yeah, that's why I really love the mob programming, to use mob programming during trainings. I try to sell only it at the moment when I do a training. Yeah, I just want to have groups of 4 to 5 people maximum to be able to work in mob during the whole training days. Yeah, it was a blast as well. I think the learning experience is much better than when you do it on your own. I have participated to online meet. Yeah, it was one of my questions. Yeah, because I have participated to learning, to online trainings. And it was really shitty from my point of view because I wasn't collaborating with anyone. So I was on my side. I was trying to follow. I was doing some stuff on my computer, and then we move on to another exercise and so on. And we didn't have some part in which we were able to talk to each other, to compare our solution and so on. So it was really frustrating for me. And I don't want it anymore because, yeah.
And we had a survey about the TDD and clean code training, and yes, the fact liked the most by participants was the talk with the coach, with each other, and how ideas could emerge from just sharing with other participants. So it's I think it's essential to talk while you are working, while you are learning something new. That's the parts that happen with with my student groups. The fact that they share their ideas, they share their implementation, they see what they show to other groups what they did, and add feedback, not from the trainer but from other participants. It's not the same space, the same understanding you will have at the end of the session.
Yeah, sure. I think we can almost close the session here. For those who are still there, so you are able to unmute if you want, and I have a gift for you. If you need a coupon for any JetBrains license, I can give you one. So they are free. I have still 3 of them until the end of the year. So please just tell me, and I can send the coupon for you. So it's working for any JetBrains license. So if you want to use Ultimate, IntelliJ IDE, Rider, WebStorm, PHP Storm, or whatever.
Guys, to be honest.
Sorry?
Means it is good for them because once you make your body move, obviously there is the 8 generation in the body. And
this morning I was cold and warm at the same time, so I was sweating and my feet were freezing. My feet were freezing because the feet there's not so much blood circulation. And also they are not moving.
It is on the constant. It is basically the other part which is basically taking the motion.
So the feet are not moving, and the cold air, it goes over the shoe and it takes away all the heat. So fingers and feet, it's always the worst for me.
I guess there is some to the pedals some attachment, like where you put in kind of thermals, the heat packs. I don't know, maybe there should be some attachment, like you fix it to the pedal, like you put the leg in, and then
I already have a winter cycling shoe, which are insulated, which clip in to the pedal, but still, this morning it's -6.
Sorry, Danny, do you have any question?
So, after a while,
I missed a train and I stood 20 minutes, and I was so
I don't see.
Okay, I don't think so. Okay, so if you want to, I was waiting for a question, but I don't think so. I think there will be one. So thank you for your attention. Thank you, Julien, for the presentation. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask directly on Meetup or to me. I will be available in the next days. And for those who are interested, don't hesitate to send a direct message to me if you want a coupon for a JetBrains license. And for the beginning of next year, we will schedule 2 events. So the first one will be a sharing regarding what Alexander, so one of the member of this community, has learned from the Build Stuff conference from last month. It was a huge event at Vilnius, 3 days of conferences. So he has written a lot of stuff. He has taken a lot of notes to make some kind of recap of our feedback session about what was the best discoveries for him during those 3 days. And we'll have the pleasure to welcome Julien Topsu, another Julien, yeah, Julien Topsu and Yann Dano for their session called J'en ai marre du craft. So it will be in French, this one.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Julien. Thank you all.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're always welcome. And see you next year. Yes. See you. Bye.
Bye.